What's up, you guys? Welcome to the TechCity Podcast. Belarus here, and it is so good to be back. Thank you so much for clicking on the link that brought you here. I do not take your listenership for granted. So today on the podcast, I'm going to be having a conversation with someone who's been in this space for quite a while. Because I did tell you, and we have also been able to, stay consistent with all that I did promise at the start of the year, with regards to all that we'll be sharing on the podcast, and of course, bringing a lot more personalities on the podcast. I don't know if you consider yourself a personality.
I mean, I'm a person, so...
Jeez, whatever. Guys, say welcome to Victor Ekwealor. He's my guest on the podcast today. How are you?
Hi, Bella. I'm great.
This has been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
We've kind of always wanted to do some collaborative stuff for quite a while. It is so great to have you on the podcast,
Thank
Victor.
You
so in case you did not know, Victor is a tech journalist. But I think I would be careful when I say that because you have kind of pivoted in a sense, haven't you?
Yes, I have pivoted. I like to think that once you get into the media, you never fully get out.
Yeah,
there is still that work ethics. There is still those, that drive. There's still that self-righteousness. And, that... I think work ethic is the biggest thing for me. But, yes, I am professionally no longer a journalist.
Wow, yeah. Just screech right there. So the first time Victor and I kind of ran into each other, Victor was a writer for TechPoint.ng.
Yes.
And after a few years, Victor, of course, was poached and joined Tech Cabal.
I wasn't actually poached.
Well, whatever, please. Excuse me. I choose the words that I
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much. So anyway, Victor then joined Tech Cabal, and interestingly, I had no idea you had left Tech Cabal. I was putting stories together for one of our news updates at TechCity, and one of the tweets that you put out came up as one of my, references, and I thought, I need to be sure that I'm quoting you properly. And I checked your bio and I saw something else. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I just said to me, what's up? And she was like, excuse me, sir.
I could almost read the shock in your text. It's like, what?
When did that happen?
That was the beginning of this year.
Okay. I mean, 2021 is still very young.
Yeah, the beginning of this year. It was a long time coming. It has been a long time coming, actually. I love the media very much. Mm-hmm. That's actually why I started doing it. I mean, you have a lot of context in the media in Nigeria and whatnot. It's not the most rosy thing to do.
You do it for the love of it. Really.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like, it's very fulfilling work. It is impactful work. Like, you're changing lives in real time.
Yeah.
Making changes. Like, I love it very much. It's the kind of thing that, like, aligns with my philosophy and kind of person I am generally. But coincidentally, gratefully, fortunately, I got my professional start in the, I think it's not exactly, but like I got a headway into tech, the tech ecosystem.
Yeah.
Started writing about tech, and somehow, like, it's just, I feel like it's something that's inevitable. That's like you get exposure to a lot of things.
True,
a lot of people.
true.
There are like different aspects of tech. So, by the way, this is just as an aside.
Okay.
So there's something that my friends say, I've heard it, I don't know where it's from exactly, but it's like the best way to get into any profession is to write about it. Yeah, so like the best way to get into finance is to be a finance journalist or...
That's a very interesting way to put it.
I've heard a couple of my friends say it and I totally agree with it. So it's not my original saying actually, but I believe it very much. And being into tech means like you research, you know a lot of things, and then a few years into the whole tech journalism thing, it became bigger than tech journalism, of course. It stretched to like, actively supporting the ecosystem, doing events, mentoring startups, learning about products, tech products, getting tech skills. So at some point, I think that there is, so it became a case of, yes, I still want to do this to a very large extent, but I realized that my skills, my calling, I yearn to do other things that are, much more expanded than the media. And that's where like the switch started in my head actually.
Okay.
Before it happened physically.
So now you're at Split Africa.
Yes.
What is Split Africa?
So Split is actually, we like to say we make living easier.
Okay. So it's like a real estate something.
Yes.
Okay, break it down.
I mean, not to bullshit, that's what it is. basically what Split started out doing was the payment system, housing payment system in Nigeria.
Right.
So in Nigeria, before the Tenancy Act, there used to be, you had to pay 2 years upfront before you get a house.
Yep.
Or 1.5. But after then, they're like, okay, pay 1 year.
1 year.
And that is expensive for a lot of young people, you know.
Who you telling?
Yeah. So I recently moved from the mainland to the island, and something I've wanted to do for a very long time, but I literally couldn't afford to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, yeah, like you save this money, you're saving this money, you know, small with your salary, and then something comes up, you know. I mean, it's always black tax, but or it's other it's other cousins, you know. Something comes up and the money keeps depleting.
Grandma swallowed pin.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, you just realize that somehow, like, years go by, you don't make any serious switch.
Yeah.
And that was my personal experience, right? Then I found out about a, Split competitor. I didn't move into Split initially. I moved into a Split competitor. Then I had to switch over to Split for some reasons, you know. And I'm like, this is great, you know. Yeah, basically that's what Split started out doing.
Right.
But the value proposition of making life and living easier for not just Nigerians, Africans, extends to a lot of things. So beyond monthly payments, there is the value-added services, that's, digital products, services. Just basically, what we're trying to do is to make it. So cheaper is not a word that we want to sell, because it's not cheaper than anything, you know. When you calculate it, and the socio-economic factor of Nigeria means when you say cheaper, people will be like, how does 150,000 a month, how is it cheaper? You know? Yeah. But when you think about like the whole intangible costs that comes with this 150, 160,000 per month, it's like, it's what's the word? You can't quantify it, you know? So we want to create solutions that make it easy for young people to live in quality housing without breaking their neck, Now, funny thing is, there is a large proliferation of knowledge workers in Nigeria and Africa. And it means that you need all the mental bandwidth you have to do work. You know, you don't have to worry about generator. You know how amazing Nigeria is, where you're your own local government. You don't have to worry about all that stuff.
You're your own president, technically.
You are, So like most Split spaces are serviced and, beyond that will provide life experiences. Basically just make your life easier without you having to rob
a bank. I think that's brilliant. I think it's really brilliant. And when I hear about such solutions, it makes me really excited about how much, for lack of a better word, how much innovation is happening and how people are just really thinking. And this brings me to, one thing I know you are very familiar with, especially, again, taking it back just a few steps to being a tech journalist and knowing what's happening in the tech space. People are carrying on with ideas. They are carrying on with, creating solutions, regardless of what our realities are as Nigerians and regardless of what the potential obstacles may be. I don't want to name the elephant in the room, but
the big one.
You know what I mean? Like, people are still trying so hard to carry on with whatever ideas they have, regardless of whether the government wake up tomorrow morning and bring out one policy or formulate a policy that will bring their entire startup crumbling to the ground. But how sustainable do you really think it is? Because it feels like, regardless of how innovative Nigerians are and how they still try to push the envelope, there is just still that dark lining, of the government waiting somewhere. It's like like some thief in the night waiting to just spring a surprise on you. But how sustainable is it? And do you think Nigerians can stay on this journey for longer?
Where do I start? This is like a
It bothers me so much, fam.
So in 2014, I was, excited, but I was also a bit jaded about some things. I don't know what it is. I wasn't supposed to be jaded at that early point. But there was all this talk about leapfrogging. So basically just leapfrogging basic infrastructure with, tech and innovation and all that stuff. And I'm like, this cannot happen. You can't leapfrog basic infrastructure, yada, yada, yada. And a few years down the line, I changed my mind. I think it was around 2010.
Alas.
I changed my mind. And I'm like, okay, it's possible to make progress, It's not... I mean, it wasn't in complete opposition to what I used to think, but it was like, yes, progress can be made regardless. You know. I mean, the optimism of tech grew on me, and one of the things that changed my mind to a very large extent was fintech. You know, I saw how fintech revolutionized a lot of things in Africa, regardless of, you know, the government's big-headedness, you know.
And the other developments of
the system,
Africa.
like as a whole, you know, like it was a dream. We've gotten so used to a lot of things these days that it's hard to think about that most of these things were not available
5 to 10 years ago.
2013, you know, 2012, 2014, 2015, it was a drag, you know. It's gotten so easy. And fintech was what changed my mind. I'm not even going to lie.
Interesting.
Yes, I saw fintech. I'm like, yes, okay. It can happen for a lot more things. So I know why fintech happened is that the barrier to entry was low. You know, it was easy to make a lot of changes without needing so many things. But also, I also have this in mind with the fact that in Africa, the biggest hindrance to innovation is policies and regulators, right? There's something I always say, and this that. So there's something I think I call like the Nigerianization or the Africanization of problems, like localization of problems. So it's like, oh, our presidents are crazy, yada, yada, yada. The truth is, the world over, innovation is moving faster than regulators can keep up with. And that's a fact. Silicon Valley, you go to Europe, like it's the case. Innovators are, I mean, you've seen most of these tech hearings where they call these tech billionaires. And you see that these guys are out of their depths. They don't know how
They can't contain them.
Yes.
They can't.
Innovation is moving too fast. And it means that regulators are steady playing catch up. So it's not peculiarly an African problem. But the only difference is that in these other parts of the world, like this thing that I can't explain without using some cuss word doesn't happen there. You know, these impediments do not happen, you know. Now, let's come down to Africa a bit. I went to the African Tech Summit in, I think it was February or March before the Corona started wilding, you know. And there were panels, you know, discussion panels on different topics. Like it's supposed to be diverse, you know. But I realized, I mean, because of why I was there, I was able to like get into as much as possible. I realized that one topic that, you know, one thread that ran through all the panels was the regulation problems. Throughout the years I've been writing, talking about this tech thing, I mean, there has been so much ramification to this question. And there's like, oh, some people say, make una engage government. The other people's like, oh, leave them alone. Let's do. Some people like, you can't do without them, you know. But the truth is, when it comes down to it, if we're being objective, right, there is not a lot that can happen at like the way things are currently structured, you know. In
Nigeria, particularly.
Not just Nigeria. Funny thing, like, yes, Nigeria is like our current case study, of course. Like, things are not great, you know. But if you go to parts of Francophone Africa, it is appalling. Like, it's, you won't believe. It feels like the Stone Age, from what I've heard. I've not been there, you know.
Right.
I had people that operate there, you know, first-hand experiences. Nigeria, like it's terrible, like it's bad. And like you just see somebody wakes up one day and just says something that wipes out an entire industry, wipes out potential.
And that brings me to, you know, this situation around fintech and how they were able to innovate, they were able to, you know, go from 0 to 100 real quick. There were also concerns, I think, around 2019 or so about how everybody was doing fintech. And it's like, this is too much. It's getting too much now. Do you think that concern at the time kind of now bears a lot of... It makes us realize that everyone cannot go in the same direction at the same time. Because now that I talk about policies that have crushed an entire industry, if perhaps there were other people looking in other directions at the time, it may not have affected fintech the way fintech has been affected right now with the whole CBN policy, particularly with regards to the crypto ban.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Here's why. Yes, I mean, I currently still think that there are a lot of people just doing the same thing, you know, in fintech. And, okay, let me go back a bit and tell plenty stories here. So 2014, 2015, there was a wave of innovative solutions in Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria is Lagos.
Yeah.
You know,
Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja.
Yeah. So in Lagos, that were aimed at making the traffic situation easier.
Yeah.
That was the wave at the time. I wanted to mention, but I don't know. I'm not sure of the date. But in that period, there were a lot of really interesting startups, solutions that were hacking away at this problem. Now, after a while, it seemed like there was no, I don't know, like the hackathon stopped. The interest just shifted away and everybody just dropped that solution and just moved on.
Yeah.
Quickly. And that's how like a lot of things are themed. So you had the e-commerce wave.
Yep.
For a bit where everybody they sell everything online. Mm-hmm. Then they sell everything like escort services served. Yeah, well, I think fintech's own came and stayed, which is understandable because it's finance, it's payments. A lot of things need that infrastructure. It's like Bitcoin and the blockchain. A lot of things need the fintech foundation to work.
True.
Like if you have to make money online, you have to collect money. So everything we're going to build is hinged on this potentially. So it makes sense that people keep on hacking at it. It's sustained. It's money. It's banking. I mean. So that's fine, that's great. But considering a lot of things, and I mean, I don't want to go into details, making it be like they disparage leaders, that kind of thing. But with a lot of things that have happened in the past, it just shows you that what's happening here now is, see, if it was anything, and we've seen situations in the last 1 year, 1 year plus, if there was a sector that looks promising, I don't know. I used to say these things are not happening out of ill will. That was my stance. These things are just a misunderstanding. That was my stance, actually.
What do you think now?
Now I'm just I've done a 360. If I say, no proper engagement, but I know firsthand that people have engaged the government in Nigeria. Continue, and the government doesn't listen to them.
And there are people who are with the government who are also in platforms or on platforms that all of these entrepreneurs are.
Oh my
so they
God.
know their thought processes. They know how these things work.
Okay, make I even tell you a story. I said I didn't want to go into details, but in the beginning of the this is one very vivid example, but I'm going to say it because it's out there. In the beginning of the lockdowns, the government constituted one of their committees, say yada yada to help entrepreneurs, something. And they brought a lot of people on board, and they said, come and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, it was just we found out that all this thing was just show, And I remember at the time we covered it, and they sprang into some PR cover and like, no, it's not true. But the damage I've done, they basically didn't do anything. They consulted these people, put it out on the news, and that was the end of that.
They still definitely had other people who were behind doing what they wanted them to do.
Always. Like that's always the case. There's this show and everything. It's just I think that this is not me. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just being realistic. I think if regulation continues at the pace it's going at,
no,
there's not so much that can be done. I'm not going to lie to you. Take your Okada ban for instance. When something like that happens, yes, an industry is wiped out. It's investor money. You can say, something. But the truth is that it creates this fear, this concern. It's normal, it's risk. It's like it makes the market more risky than maybe it actually even is, Nigeria is a very promising place, and yes, a lot of people are crushing it in places that the regulators are not looking at yet, but we can butter this thing up.
Lot. People say a lot of, Nigeria is is fertile.
Yeah, it is.
It's very fertile for investment and all of these things.
It is.
But then you find that again, these policies, government policies, they say there's ease of doing business. So it is his of doing business.
It doesn't exist.
So people say a lot of times that there are people who are benefiting from the deplorable state that Nigeria is in.
Yep.
And I quite get that.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know, this sounds very weird for me to say, but if the government, in quote, or the political class are going to benefit from this, also kind of make the space open for actual investors to come in and make money both for you and for themselves. I don't know. That's essentially how it should work. If you see a problem, right, you can make money from the problem. So why block every access point?
So there's one theme with like all these kind of policies across Africa, and it's that it just shows that a lot of African leaders, a lot of people let me just keep talking about Nigeria, to be very honest. There's no
lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah, there's no projection. Like there's all these things are myopic, Now, I hear a couple of insider gist that this is why this thing is happening. When they ban something, when they close something up, and somebody comes to tell you that this is why they did it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. A secondary school economics student will have better, what's the word? I forget words now. Would basically be able to think more futuristically than these people that are in charge of our future.
So you think that it's also a generation or age thing?
Maybe, but yes, I mean, it definitely is. But I mean,
it's one of the factors.
It's a huge factor. I mean, I remember something that. So, I mean, again, I'm going to say this one. There was a hackathon one time, and the people in charge of agriculture, I'm not going to say which, some people came and they did an
agriculture was also a trend, though.
Yeah, they did an agri-tech hackathon, and they say somebody big in that place told them that, what are people doing? People should go and farm. Go and clear land and farm. Like, I don't want to mention the person. The person is still there. But the person literally told a ton of entrepreneurs, say, what's this?
To go and
get land, get home and farm. So most of these people are not in tune with the reality. They don't know. There's also there are a lot of people that say that Nigerian leaders, like people, these regulators are wicked. That's just pure wickedness. Went to a while back, and somebody said that there is something. So technology and innovation is a leveler. It has created wealth with people. It has removed nepotism. People can earn and grow. So he said that this creating this impoverished class that is needed to continue this nonsense that happens here requires them to remove this leveler, put it where you have to, in election time, give everybody 10K, all that kind of thing, There's also that fact, and I don't even deny some things are just pure wickedness, So yeah, I mean, whilst being optimistic, I'm in this field, I'm playing here, I'm doing things, but I also realize that things need to change, like ASAP.
Now, there's a current trend among tech entrepreneurs in Nigeria, particularly Nigeria, which is of course our use case here. A ton of them are choosing to relocate.
Yeah.
A ton of them are choosing to relocate. And people have asked endlessly, if everybody chooses to relocate, who will fix the nation?
Yeah.
And while that may sound like a rhetorical question, because I mean, it's every man for himself. If one person feels like moving out of Nigeria is the best thing for them, they will definitely do that. But then we can't ignore the fact that something needs to change.
Yeah.
And so how do we deal with that reality that is staring us in the face, where the people who were once very passionate about changing Nigeria, who have been involved in just making things happen, have been frustrated to the point where they are choosing to just dust their shoes and their passports and just leave. If they leave, what is going to happen?
The jackpot thing, that's become that word has become very popular, which shows you like it's a trend that's picking up.
There was even a startup that adopted as anyway, we'll go there.
Okay, so I think that migration is like a normal part of human history.
Yeah,
people just move from one place to the other. It doesn't mean that where they are coming from is the worst place on earth.
Well, but in Nigeria's case, the reason for migration is largely because it doesn't work. Let me go to a place where the systems work. Because when you hear people give reasons, like systems work there, I may have to work a lot harder or whatever. I may not be as rich, but systems actually work.
Functional, yes. So, I mean, there's all this, if everybody leaves, who will fix Nigeria, something. But, okay, so the story I was going to tell you is the story of a doctor, like a medical professional that left Nigeria, and there's the who fixed Nigeria question followed him. But apart, this person got to where he was, started working, and they basically, to not go into so much details, they built medical facilities back in Nigeria.
Nice.
For profit ones and community ones, right? And the thing is, I think about it like this. This person's impact is, okay, I don't want to do that. But like this person is more impactful than most people in Nigeria. I was going to compare.
And he's even outside Nigeria.
Yes, that's the point, Okay, so look at this recent protest that happened, this recent NSAS protest. Most of the monies came from outside Nigeria.
True. From
expatriates, from people that want to financially support. And basically, this was the lifeblood of the protest to a very large extent. If it sustained it, even if it was mostly the people, to be fair, So, situations like this. I mean, most people, when you look at a lot of tech companies around the world, there's one or two Nigerians there, When you go like to the tech community, people talk about, oh my God, Nigerian engineers are so great, employ them, gives Nigeria a positive image and all that kind of stuff, helps with rebranding. See, I think that people that will build Nigeria will build Nigeria. You don't have to be in Nigeria to build Nigeria.
That's a good one.
Yes.
I got on a t-shirt. You don't have to be in Nigeria to build Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
I got on a t-shirt.
That's the thing. Like, you don't have to be in Nigeria to be, So, I mean, so sometimes there are some environments in Nigeria that literally mean that you can't have any progressive thoughts. If you live in some part of Lagos, there was a time where I was spending 7 hours a day in traffic.
What the heck?
Yes. And I was going to a creative work. And I told my friends,
you'll be exhausted. You can't even do any creative anything.
I was forcing it out though. And there are people that are in worse situation. Some people live in Ikorodu and work in Ikoyi. Like, for context, please search this on map for people that don't know what it looks like. How do you can't be progressive and productive in this environment, right?
Yikes.
Yeah, so there are a lot of people abroad that, pay school fees for people in Nigeria, build schools. Basically, I'm just giving plenty of examples, Shalaya and all that kind of stuff. But I think that
the picture is clear.
It's clear. Like, you don't have to be in Nigeria to build Nigeria. Yes. So this is another angle. It's like a lot of young people that are looking for change. Like, one of the fastest, and I mean, it's not even an option, is that people have to get involved in politics. Get involved in making the rules, doing regulations. Get involved in politics. Is a no-brainer, And for young people in Nigeria, the political apathy is insane, but we have to overcome that to make any real change. Those people will be there, Then the people will go make money to fund campaign. So it's that's an argument that I always just roll my eyes at. Like, who will
it's unending.
Nigeria? Yeah, it's just a vicious cycle, round up. But I don't think, you can go outside and build Nigeria. You will build Nigeria better from outside Nigeria. Trust me.
So let me take you back to a comment you made around young Nigerians just trying to make money, right? And being talents, again, in the tech ecosystem. When you compare the amount of talent in the tech ecosystem and how much they are being paid, do you think it is? Do you think it's commensurate? Because it's an ongoing debate around, like, talent is expensive, but then you think, how great is this talent?
Okay. So this is also one of those debates that are never ending.
Right.
Every once in a while it comes up again. Every once in a while it comes up. There are different ways to look at it. First of all, realistically, there is... I can't remember what it's called. There's a term for it. I forget what it is. I'm not sure.
How old are you?
Not old enough, actually. But I think there is a thing. Basically, companies adjust compensations according to markets, living standards. So most of these big tech companies that have put remote work into place, they won't be paying everybody the same thing.
True.
They will pay you according to, it's just a thing. It's not just what is the living standard of the society. They'll pay you. Do you understand? That's number one. Then a lot of these tech companies in Nigeria are servicing Nigerians, and they're earning in Naira. And what most of these amazing people are asking for is to be paid dollar equivalent.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think it makes sense at all. Now,
so you are of the school of thought that some of these companies also kind of, in a way, overblew the earning, the salary rates.
Okay. I remember an e-commerce company one time. I say e-commerce or fintech. It's either Conga or Flutter or both, Seth. At one point, we're trying to hire a developer at like US rates in Nigeria, That's the thing that happens every once in a while, It happens. But
more than once in a while.
Yeah, it happens very often.
Yeah.
But it's not something that you can force a market into. Okay, first of all, I think I have to put this thing by the side again. Like they're not mutually exclusive. There are a lot of companies that are exploiting talent. You know, it's a thing.
There's that.
It's very valid. There are people that are still saying, "Oh, bring 50K, can't take 70K," all that kind of stuff. I mean, people should be paid fairly. People should be compensated fairly. You know, that's a thing. Oh my God! Like I still work. I mean, I've been on both sides of like it's terrible. To not
when you're underpaid.
When it's terrible. Like it's a terrible thing, you know. But I don't think it's realistic, and that's what a lot of people are asking for. Say, see waiting in the pay our mates for Silicon Valley. I'm like, bruv. I don't know. I mean, I can count in number. I don't know any like Nigerian tech companies that are making profits, right? There are a few. There's also the people, how many of them are even making revenue, first of all?
Exactly.
People still, they burn money now. That's the startup. Like you're still, scaling, trying to figure out what works or what doesn't work. It involves like just the burn money, and startups have a runway. So when you get money, maybe from an external investor or internal, or maybe just projections, it's like, okay, if we pay X people this X amount, our money will last X time. Do you understand? And it's like, you don't expect them to, I don't know, it's not even possible, it's not feasible, So while it's like, yes, don't underpay people, don't call somebody and say, come and code and take 50K for doing, like I've heard some ridiculous things, to be very honest. I won't call names, but like some people are ridiculous. Also, the talent should not also expect to be paid half of what they pay somebody in Germany, It doesn't make sense. And there's one thing I say, I'm like, that's like a counter argument when people want to start getting aggressive. I'm like, so here's the deal. So I mentioned earlier that, tech has become an equalizer, it's become amazing.
Yeah.
And it means that if you're not satisfied with what you're earning currently,
you can't go elsewhere.
Upskill, and you sit down in this Lagos and they'll be paying you San Francisco salary.
True.
Like it's a thing. You work remotely. Like when you're tired of this thing, move. Don't make it a thing because they can't afford to. So it's like, I've outgrown this market. Move.
Yeah.
Like get the skill set and don't be complaining. Like there's no point to it, So my sister works in the medical profession, and like every time she's just telling me she has changed job, just one time I'll just be like face palm. What is this nonsense? Just like I told her one day, well, if you're tired, you know what to do. So that's the conversation. It's a multifaceted thing. There is no right or wrong answer to it. I know that what spoiled a lot of these things is people that pay terribly, like seek to exploit people. There's the Wijakpa example.
We went there.
Yeah, I went there.
We're
there is that
to.
vivid example. It's just there. Just they exploit people, low-key, young people that are trying to. There's that. I mean, they fixed up now too. They say they fixed up, But there are others, like you hear very terrible things and like, they fear God. Why are you like this, But yeah, it's just make we balance things out, basically.
So like, what would you say is the one thing that you are most excited about right now when it comes to like technology recently? What's the most exciting thing for you?
In Africa or generally?
Generally.
I don't know. Like, I'm just very generally excited about,
for me, it's the fact that I'm able to invest. That's me, something. It's really exciting in a way. Just that I'll not be praying that the Naira should do badly.
So it doesn't actually matter. The thing is like your money is set. Like there's no Naira inflation doesn't affect it. Do you understand?
Well, in a way,
not exactly. I mean, if you put $1, when you're ready, you will come out your $1. No matter what it is in Naira, it's there. But if you invest in one Naira, you can collect 50 kobo when you are ready. I mean, I think one of the things I'm excited about in tech general, I'm excited about a lot of things, everything like cryptocurrency, blockchain, artificial intelligence, fintech. But I think one thing that excites me to a very large extent is the fact that...
What's that? Okay, the fact.
I think one thing that excites me to a very large extent is how technology and innovation has helped create a new class of wealth for young people, especially in Africa, has made it easier for young people to be upwardly mobile. Like, they bust my head. Like, I can't even, I don't have a car. Like, I'm not balling yet, But I know people that have literally gone from abject poverty in 4 years to living comfortably.
Yeah.
this is not a thing that happens in real life, in quotes.
But tech has made it happen.
Made it possible. Like, it's so amazing across Africa. I mean, it's the world, but it's mostly Africa, created a new class of wealth, made it easier for young people to, get
and
out of...
you can see the proof. Like, you can literally see...
It's there. Like, it's the linear growth. I think that's one of the most exciting things for me beyond, like, the products and innovations. Like, I'm so happy for it, and I want more opportunities to come, Yeah, that's it for me.
So let's get a bit personal.
Okay, cool.
Between TechPoint and Tech Cabal, where did you enjoy working the most?
That's interesting. So, I don't know. So I think both presented their different challenges.
Right.
At TechPoint at the beginning, I was, more a writer, presenter. I did podcasts, did videos. Then at the later point, I got more involved in strategy and all that kind of stuff. While still always creating content. I mean, at Tech Cabal, I also went heavily into, within a column, strategy. While still creating content. I had a newsletter, by the way.
Yeah, you did run that for a while. Well done.
But to be very honest, okay, this is me being very honest now. I don't know, don't publish this. But if I had an option, if one rich uncle would have died, I wouldn't have been at any of the two places. It's hard work. Like, it's really hard work. Like, it is. So firefighting is not, as people are excited about, oh my God, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a police. I'm like, oh, any young person that wants to be a firefighter in Nigeria or Africa, and they're like, oh, the firefighting department of your country is not great. Go and work in digital media. It's the same experience you get with firefighting. It's hard work. I mean...
You're literally thrown in the flames.
Oh my God, it's hard work. It's terrible. Like, it's hard work, I had anxiety breakdowns. My mental health suffered terribly, actually. Like, in digital media as a whole, It's like there's so much pressure. And it's that pressure I don't miss, actually.
Right.
But on the flip side, like I said earlier, it is insanely rewarding work. It's like you're seeing the reward of your work. You might be poor, but for somebody like me, I want to change lives, fundamentally. And it's like, you're seeing lives changing. Like, someone say, oh my God.
I read like, X, Y, or Z.
Oh my God. Those are like highlights of my... Somebody came up to me at, I think it was late last year at an event, and said, oh, something I did in 2016 set him on a trajectory. And
2016.
Stories like that, like, I'm just like, yes, this is why I'm doing this.
What do you think is the best story you wrote? Like you personally loved? Maybe you went back over and over again and you're reading all over and like, man, this story, I tried, if I do say so myself.
I don't know. I think, so, okay, so I did, okay, so was it 2017 or 2018? There was a video that we produced at TechPoint that was of like average Nigerians on the street interacting with virtual reality.
Yes, I saw that one with the VR headsets. Yes. I saw that. That was viral. Emotional. I watched it. I think I cried.
Oh my God.
I think I cried.
It was so great. Like, I looked at that.
That was your idea? Largely?
I can't remember. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember.
But it was while you were there?
Yeah, largely, of course. Yeah. But that was a good story for me. There was a lot of like highlights. Then there's a story, of course, that I wrote that won me plenty of awards, which is the story of the environmental effects of fish production. I think
I saw that one.
Yeah.
I think I saw the story of you winning an award for that.
So for me, it's like I've written a lot of stories that are deep, aspire to perspire, plenty English, created, crazy content. But for me, it's like, what is the impact of this thing? What people has it done? What that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. On one hand, you can't tell, but in some cases, the impact is so much that you're seeing it in real time. Like, people are giving feedback and all that kind of thing. Again, there's a lot of stuff, but those are the two that like immediately come to mind.
Stand out, yeah.
When I was at Tech Cabal, so I wasn't actively writing, so there was that. But the weekly newsletter I did was just, of course there were lows, but like when there were highs, it was like, oh, insights, that kind of stuff. And that had a more like analytic feel and tilt to it. And again, got feedback like, oh my God, you've helped me, that kind of thing.
So, okay, so once a tech bro, always a tech bro.
I don't know. What is tech, bro?
Excuse you?
Oh my God.
You are a guy who is in tech.
Is that a tech, bro?
Duh.
If you say so, if that was what the tech bro means, so then we tech, bro.
So do you think that there's any pressure on tech bros to be like super rich? Especially when you look at the examples of some people who have cashed out because of, some funding they got for their solution. So regardless of where you are in the space, is there any kind of pressure that you feel?
I guess, like off the top of my head, I guess yes. I think that also, like, it depends on what your motivation is, right? Funny thing is what do you call it? A paradox of everything. It's like a lot of the people plenty of people in tech are like privileged people, Not
many, not all of them.
Privilege is not the word. So there is I'm trying to reference a lot of this thing I'm talking from, but yeah, there are things I've read. So basically, it's like for you to comfortably get into entrepreneurship, you need to have some sort of what's the
leverage?
Word? Leverage, but basically just say there's no black tax pursuing you up and down.
Gotcha.
There's that. So there are a lot of those kind of people in tech. It's not everybody, actually. Not everybody, but a lot. Which means that the point I'm trying to make with this is those people, their motivation isn't always to cash out. There are people that just want it for the prestige. Some people want to change the world. So for somebody that is trying to change the world, that pressure to be rich is just like, man.
Yeah.
You'll be ginger, but look is like, I beg.
Yeah.
But generally, I think, yes. I mean, tech dangles this thing in front of you is like, oh my God, you can't be insanely rich.
Yes.
If you just get the right idea and work hard enough, So I don't know if it's a pressure because, I mean, a lot of people that are in tech are very idealistic. They want to, even if they deny it, even if they doubt it, it's like they are saying, oh my God, I want to make money, but the ideas, they're like, unrealistic, change the world ideas,
And Uber for everything.
That kind of thing. So a lot of people in tech are idealistic. So so it's like, I don't know. I can't say for sure, to be honest. I mean, I assume that a lot of people want to make money. Money will make you comfortable and all, but pressure, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of tech.
So are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So you have a Valentine?
Well, yeah, technically.
I mean, yeah. Do you feel any pressure when you see people posting stuff about their relationships online? Or are you ever questioned? Because, I mean, you tend to be slightly private. I don't think I know that much about your private life from what I see on social media. So do you feel any pressure to be a bit showy?
No, at all. At all. So I think that, I like to think that, everybody's feelings are valid.
Yeah.
There's, of course, there's more nuanced conversation of what you need to do with all those feelings, But people that overshare, is a thing. And there are intense moments where I just roll my eyes bro, we didn't have to know this, But still, I think that it's valid. For most people, that's their own means of expression.
Right.
They are just expressing themselves, actually. And the internet and social media can lure you into this lull of comfort where you are just, it's like a trap. It's just pulling you. Before you know, your breakfast, your lunch, your baby, everybody's on the internet.
True.
I mean, people scoff at, oh my God, why did they tell us? We don't know. So suppose I'm just if you want to tell us, tell us. If you don't want to tell us,
but don't overtell.
If you want to overtell. That's your business.
Okay.
That's your business. Do you, man? But I don't think that. And internet is very ephemeral. It's again, there's the expression part, you just want to vent. How you just talk, you don't care about the reception, That's why people have burner accounts. You just want to talk, shout into the void.
Do you have burner accounts?
I don't have. I don't care, But I'm the kind of person that I don't care about those kind of things, I don't want to overshare. So, Twitter, for instance, I say I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitter for 2 reasons. I'm there to bant and laugh. I'm always banting and laughing. Talk about music. Then very strongly connect with tech people and learn, from people that write about their processes. That's why I'm on Twitter. You see all this agenda. We don't cancel this one. We they drag that one. I know deal. I've muted a ton of my friends.
Wow.
Yes. Oh my God, they are muted. Most of them don't know. But it's like, if you keep on retweeting some kind of, look at this girl's skirt, look at that boy's head, I go mute you. That's not why I'm here.
Straight
Yeah,
up.
like, it's not passive aggressive. Like, I like you, you're my guy, but your social
Will you feel offended if your friend blocks you on social media?
Not offended. I want to know why. Especially somebody...
Because, like, you're not a troublemaker, but then that's relative.
So if you block me, actually, I wonder why. Like, I'll first check, and I don't know. I don't think anybody has blocked me. Nobody has actually ever blocked me.
Are you sure? 100%.
Yeah, that I know. Nobody has blocked me, actually. Nobody has blocked me that I found out. No, I don't know. I mean, I block people, of course.
Will you feel offended if perhaps you were unfollowed by someone that you knew?
No. So recently, it has happened more than once actually. Like somebody that, we're peers, friends, a lot. And it's like, a person like, okay, I want to, more than one person actually, like I want to unfollow everybody and create lists. Please don't be offended. I'm like,
that's different. There's a reason.
Oh my God, a lot of people have unfollowed. So the thing with me is I don't, and it's right from time, like I don't follow you on social media because I expect you to follow me back.
Right.
It's not, I don't think it's a reciprocity thing. And
there are people who have to take it very personally.
Oh my God, that's not me. And like I follow a ton of people that don't follow me. Young people, my peers, my friends that don't follow. I'm like,
I know why I'm following you.
Exactly.
So
I'm following you because for Instagram, like I think you are fine. You're a fine boy, you're a fine girl. Like, or Twitter, you're consistently tweeting links to articles I like, courses I want to read, nuggets from your startup, I'll follow you. You are funny. Steadily non-toxic kind of funny, I will follow you. And I don't want you to follow me back. I really don't want you to follow. What are we doing? It's not a relationship now. Why you follow me back? To Jesus be your glory.
Right.
And if you that are following me, you know why you are following me.
That's okay.
And I don't see why I should follow you back. Some people, my friend call, I can't believe you are not following me.
Yeah.
Is this why you called me? It's like, please go and follow me now. Okay, I'll click follow. But
just to make them feel happy.
It's not like that for me.
Speaking of relationships, have you ever tried using any of these dating apps to set off something?
Funny thing, no.
Really?
Yeah. So I actually want to like experience what it's like.
Right.
But I actually say I'm lucky, like with women.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just lucky. I found great women as friends, as like in relationships. Like I've just been very lucky. I've not had any cause to, I've actually wanted to try it for the experience because I've heard a lot of people,
But do you think it's different if you met someone like on Twitter or Instagram, for instance, as opposed to if you met them on Tinder or any of these other
funny thing is
specialized apps?
It's not special. Exactly. I like how you said specialized. I think Twitter has actually become social media generally has become like a dating / connecting app. I made a lot of friends on Twitter.
But that's different. It's like just for connection, as opposed to when it's like I'm signing up on Tinder because
just romantic.
Yes.
romantic. Yeah, I get you. It's not the same thing.
It's not right?
The same thing. No, it's not the same thing. It's different. And I mean, so I think one of the things that has not made me like very excited to try, minus the fact that, of course, like I said, I've met very interesting and incredible people without having to. I think it's also the fact that in Africa, we don't have a dating culture.
You think? I think we have more of like a traditional approach to it.
I may be wrong. I mean, I may be riffing to very like, this is something I've like, done a bit of research on. And it's like, that essence of, dating, that process of just experiencing, exploring the other person without any expectations, any entanglement.
Not entanglements, really. Well, maybe entanglements and without exclusivity.
Yes. That's dating.
It's just, we're just friends.
Yeah. It's like, so in Nigeria.
We want to just do 1 or 2 lunch dates.
Now marriage. Like, sit down with somebody. And this is not a man-woman thing. It's like both gender. Like, sit down. Like, so how old are you? What's your blood group? Person looking at, wow, you're very tall. Wow. And the person in the head is calculating the children. Wow, you have nice dentition. Wow,
What village are you from?
Exactly. Oh my God. Yes. So I don't think we have a very... I don't know. I get
the
way that the Oyibo people have defined it. I don't think it's our thing, to be very honest.
Yeah.
And low key, I feel like that's why till now we've not had a lot of like native dating services
in Nigeria
and Africa.
There are a few of them. Some have come up. They've died natural deaths.
A lot of them.
Some are still trying to work around it. But I guess that it must owe to that.
So there's a new one. I think
True Flutter.
True Flutter, yes. So I think
very interesting.
Now there is a. I mean, thanks to the internet and social media, I think that like this whole, within a column, like this whole generation are more, enlightened, more open, more accepting to...
More exposed.
That's the word.
Yeah.
So I think these people can date. These people are dating, so it's easier. I think
they're not exclusive to nobody.
Yeah. I think True Flutter has a chance in this time. Like, I think
the app needs a lot of work, though. A lot of more work needs to be done.
I never opened them, actually.
I still have it. I should check.
I downloaded it, but I never opened them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they will.
There it is.
I think like their timing is right. That's the thing. Like,
got that? Yeah.
Is right. I remember one that came out in 2010. It was so ahead of its time. It was so the UI was great. The UX was
it called?
Great. I can't remember. I can't. When I saw your message, I was actually thinking about it. I can't remember. But they ran for a bit and like they literally disappeared.
Yikes.
Like the domain ran out and error.
It was a web app, not a mobile. I mean, of course, 2010.
Yeah,
a long time ago.
It was a web app.
Yeah.
It was so great. Connected to your Facebook, it was so great. For the time, the UI was out of this world and it was Nigerian. And I just went there one day and they say, we don't shut them down.
Yikes. Do you feel like there's any pressure that comes with Valentine's Day for people, maybe, or for you? I mean, you don't get pressurized anyway, but generally speaking, his view, my view.
Yeah, I mean,
Anon said to deliver X to you.
I'm not big on like rituals and ceremony. Like in my life, like I'm not very big on rituals and like ceremonies. I was just talking about Christmas. Somebody said, when you have children, don't tell them you don't believe in Christmas. I'm like, no, of course I won't do that. But I just think that
it's undue pressure.
Of course, lots, and there's a lot of performativeness, struggle to level up, impress. But like I said, again, self-expression, make people do them.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy.
Do you, boo? That's great. That's great. We've had a very, very extensive chat, and I really enjoyed it myself. So you have any shout-outs to make?
Shout out to my homies in...
Yaba. I don't know why I said that.
I don't make any shout-outs because...
Yaba Tech was something that we're trying to do one time. Yabacon.
Oh my gosh. Let's
not.
Yeah, let's set fire to that thing.
Yep.
Let's burn it.
Okay, so, shout-outs.
Okay. Shout out to my homies on the streets, hustling for the tech dough. The next pay stacks in this game. Yo. Shout out to who again? Shout out to Joey.
Hey.
Joey, my main man.
Joey.
Shout out to all the amazing people in my life. Like, there are actually a lot. I actually have a lot of amazing people.
That is so cool.
Like, oh my God, I am blessed with the people I know.
You are blessed to know me.
Oh my God, there's you. Ooh, shout out to Belarus.
In case you did not notice before. Thank you so much, Victor. So how can people reach you if anyone wants to perhaps reach you to get some writing advice or just, anything for that matter? The content creation, which is what you're, of course, neck deep in.
Okay, Twitter. So I'm Victor Ekwealor across all social media platforms. So it's Victor Ekwealor. So I'm Victor _Ekwealor on Twitter, Victor Ekwealor on Instagram, Victor Ekwealor on Facebook, Victor Ekwealor on LinkedIn. Just send me a DM, Just
do what you must.
I like to think I'm a nice guy.
I think you are, actually. I think you're very unproblematic.
Oh.
Honestly, I think so. And he puts the most hilarious statuses on WhatsApp. It was because of you I figured out that whole that Aki, that Popo thing.
Those
memes.
Yeah, those like I'm tired of life. See?
Not the one of if those ones where they were putting his face as different scenarios now.
And it's like, Organ, say confess, tell judge say na you tip the money, make they go.
Me as a lawyer,
yes. Me as a therapist.
Gosh, I was.
So WhatsApp,
so
like the WhatsApp experience has like. WhatsApp is a bit overwhelming for me because I have like a
ton of contacts, yeah.
But like with stickers, with memes,
it makes it, me too.
Funny.
I love stickers now. It's ridiculous. I used to love GIFs. I could have a full conversation with just GIFs, no text.
Me too. I love those so much. I'm a nuisance on WhatsApp these days.
I try not to call myself a nuisance. I'm just like,
my friends
I'm your favorite WhatsApp cousin.
They want to block me.
I'm your favorite WhatsApp cousin.
I'm like, what is this again? I have stickers of myself. Yeah, I'll send you some.
On that note, we have to wrap it up on the TechCity Podcast. This has been really exciting, really exciting. Pretty lengthy as well, but it's of course worth a listen. So do make sure that you subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to podcasts and share as well to everyone in your circle. Don't forget to subscribe and follow Victor also on social media. Victor is VICTOR_EKWEALOR. Okay? And follow us at TechCity NG across both Twitter, Instagram, and of course on Facebook, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, especially if you're watching this right now on YouTube. Bye.